Okay, so I've worked 13 rows, and you can count from the middle. If you just look at the seam here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 rows. So I'm just going to cut the yarn, fasten off, and weave in my yarn ends so they don't unravel. And since you're going to be stitching this down, you really don't have to be too serious about weaving in the yarn ends. You just have to put them somewhere where they're not going to be visible. And I'll just sort of tuck those into the inside of the hood. And you can see this, the shape of it. This is going to be the top of the hood. This will be the neck, the end of this row, and it'll just fit over the head. And I have a finished body ready for the hood to be stitched onto. So I'm just going to slide it on. You can see that's the chain stitch edge. This is the edge of the 13th row. And it's just going to fit over the neck. And what I usually do is I take some straight pins to pin things into place before I actually take some needle and thread and tack it down. I'll find this corner, pin it right here where the head meets the body. Take another one. Find the other corner and tack that over here. And sort of pull this however I want it to sit on the face. There's a little bit of a gap here, so I'll actually take that in as I stitch around the edge. I have a needle and thread ready to go. And I'll just tack it into place carefully. And the one good thing about using a needle and thread as opposed to matching yarn is you can really just pull the stitches tight and the yarn will hide most of your stitches. Obviously you don't want to pull too tight or you'll just snap your thread. Also, this is where it helps to have tacked your ends into place before you start stitching, because this does tend to gap a little bit at the back. You're going to need to gather it a little bit as you go. That just means that the stitches will be spaced a little farther apart here than down here. Honestly, stitching the bottom of the neck is the trickiest part of seaming it. The rest of it you can tack into place, and it's really pretty straightforward. And obviously you'll want to pull your pins out before you're completely done with this project. You don't want to leave them in. And this part of the seam really doesn't have to be that strong. The fabric is going to just naturally want to stay into place. It's just tacking it in a little bit extra in case you don't want the hood to pull off. And of course, if you do want the hood to be able to be pulled on and off of the Reaper's head, you could just tack it down at the neck and leave it unattached here. It's more of a matter of personal preference. Okay, that's probably enough. There we go. Let's get the focus in place here. So that's basically how you make the hood and how you stitch it in place. Hope that this helps. Thank you.